Hello and welcome. In today's topic, we will discuss about the various types of marketing authorization procedures in Europe market and how these marketing authorization is granted in the Europe. If you are new on this channel, please subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get the notification of all my future videos. But before going ahead, let me tell you about the very frequently used terms, and these are MA, MAA and MAH. So what is marketing authorization? When any pharmaceutical company submit a dossier to the regulatory authority then review and assess the dossier content, the supporting documents and evidences, and finally provide a license to the applicant. And this process of review and providing the license to the applicant is called marketing authorization. Now, next is marketing authorization application. It is nothing but the dossier. When a company or an applicant submit the dossier to the authority in Europe, it is called marketing authorization application. For example, in USA it is called ANDA or NDA. Now comes to the marketing authorization holder. This is when application got approved and the authority provide license to the sales the drug in the European Union to the applicant, and this applicant now become the holder of approved application and called as marketing authorization holder. Next, who approves the drug in Europe? In broader term, it's European Medicine Agency. But let me tell you some details about this European regulatory system. The European Medicine Regulatory System is supported by a network of around 50 regulatory authorities from 31 economic areas countries, which includes 28 EU member states plus Iceland, Liechtenstein and Norway, the European Commission and European Medicine Agency. And this network is what makes the EU regulatory system as a unique system in the world. They have their different committees and different subject matter experts, and each member state participate to form such committees. By working closely together, all member states reduce the duplication of work and they share the workload and ensure the efficient and effective regulation of the medicine across the EU. Now, how MA are granted in the European Union? There are 4 types of marketing authorization procedures in the Europe, and these are national procedures, mutual recognition procedure that is called MRP, decentralized procedure that is called DCP, and centralized procedures. So we will discuss these all 4 one by one. Now the question is, as a company or as an applicant, which route should I choose? Which procedure should I follow? Well, it depends on the various factors like types of product, authorization history in European Union and marketing and regulatory strategies. I'll discuss about the choice of the marketing authorization in detail later in this video, so please keep watching this video till end. Let me first start with the all 4 types of marketing authorization procedures, and first one is national procedures. When applicants want to submit the application in any one of the particular member state, and in this case medicinal product is not to be authorized in more than one member state. In this type of application, only one member state is involved. The documents submitted to an authority are very specific to that particular authority, and evaluation of the application is carried out by the member state only. Or we can say the country in which the application is submitted. The evaluation time for an application is in this national marketing authorization is 210 days from the receipt of application. Most of the generic medicines and medicines available without the prescription or called as over-the-counter drugs, these are assessed and authorized at national level in the European Union. In addition, many older medicines available today were authorized at national level because they were marketed before the EMA was created. Each EU member state has its own national authorization procedures, and these national authorities are called national competent authorities. So this we have discussed about the national procedure. But when a company wants to authorize a medicine in several member states outside the scope of centralized procedures, that means company do not want to go or cannot go by the centralized procedures, it can use one of the following procedure, and these are MRP or DCP. So let's talk about mutual recognition procedure, that is MRP. In MRP, where companies that have a medicines authorized in one EU member states can apply for this authorization to be recognized in other EU member state. This process allows the member state to rely on each other's scientific assessments And the important thing is every member state do not review the application, and application for this procedure can be sent to one or more member states. The application sent should be similar and the member state must be informed by the applicant. Now, the member state which decides to assess the application becomes the reference member state, which is called RMS. And other member states where the applications also have been submitted by the applicant is now become the concerned member state or called as CMS. At this point, the CMS will suspend their evaluation and particular application and waits for the RMS decision on the application. In the other case, RMS can be the country which has already approved the product. In such cases, the RMS update the existing assessment report in 90 days and update report will be sent to the all concerned member states. And after receiving the report from the RMS, concerned member state also provide their approval. Now, what if the medicine has not yet been authorized in any of the EU member state? In this case, the applicant can follow the decentralized procedure or called as DCP. The main purpose of this procedure is to acquire marketing authorization in several member states even though there are no marketing authorization has been granted in the European area. So by this DCP, application can be simultaneously authorized in several EU member states when medicine does not fall within the scope of centralized procedure. Now, the next and last is centralized procedure. The centralized procedures allows the marketing of medicine on the basis of single EU-wide assessment and marketing authorization which is valid throughout the European Union. On this route, pharmaceutical companies submit the single authorization application to EMA. After submission, the agency committee then carries out a scientific assessment of the application and gives the recommendation to the European Commission on whether or not to grant the marketing authorization. Once it's granted by the European Commission, this centralized marketing authorization is valid in all EU member states. The use of the centrally authorized procedure is compulsory for most of the innovative medicines, including medicines for rare diseases. An important thing is to note that the EMA enables one application, one assessment, one marketing authorization for whole of the European Union. That means you can get access in every member state. Another point is what benefits citizen can get from this centralized procedure. So the one benefit is medicines are authorized in all EU countries at the same time. Another is centralized safety monitoring system and product information is available in all EU languages as there are 24 official languages in the European Union. Now the question is there any choice to select the route? Yes. Choice of MA route is broadly divided into three categories. One is mandatory scope, mandatory CP scope. That means it is compulsory to submit the application via centralized procedure only. Second is optional centralized procedure scope. That means application can be submitted by any one of the route, that is either centralized, either national, MRP or DCP. And third category is outside of any centralized procedure scope. So this applies for the product, those are excluded from the centralized procedure. An example of centralized procedure. Now the example of centralized procedure. Human medicines containing new active drug substance, new API, that is for the treatment of HIV, AIDS, cancer, diabetes, neurodegenerative diseases, autoimmune diseases, viral diseases. If medicines is derived from the biotechnological process or by advanced therapy like gene therapy, some orphan medicines, some veterinary medicines which are claimed for the growth and yield enhancers. These are comes in under the centralized procedures. Now example of the centralized procedure where is optional. Centralized procedure is optional. The application containing new active substance with other than those which I have indicated, which I have mentioned in the centralized procedures. If the application is for a significant therapeutic, scientific or technical innovation, application whose authorization would be in the interest of public or animal health throughout the EU level. Now the example of category outside the scope of centralized procedure. In this case, the most generic medicines and the medicines available without the prescription, these are called OTC medicines, are assessed and authorized at national level in the EU and are comes under this category. Now let's talk about some important feature of the EU regulatory system. This system has different authorization route but one set of common rules. That means rules and requirement applicable to the pharmaceuticals in EU are same irrespective of authorization route of the medicine you follow. The most important is transparency about the system works and how it reaches its decision is an important feature of this EU regulatory system. Now here is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions, please give your comments in the comment box below. Now there is one question for you all from this video, and the question is, which are 3 countries those are part of EEA but not a part of 28 member states? Please give your answer in the comments box below. Thanks for watching and God bless you all.